Hey everybody, Zach again, NewTutor.com, coming in making a video for you today, and I wanted to share with you an idea, and I'm going to tell you up front, my idea was squashed. I've been asking about this idea for the last year, I guess, or so, and asked different people, and nobody really gave me a definitive answer on my idea until I talked to someone who really knew what she was talking about, and unfortunately, she squashed all of my dreams. So first, I'll tell you how I got the idea, okay? And actually, I had the idea before. Hey, let me just start over. So this last few weeks, there was a person, I think it was about a month ago or a few weeks ago, a guy named John Gillis. And he lived in Miami, I believe, and in Florida, and there was a gun buyback program in his town of Miami. And so what this guy did, I guess they had advertised that they were going to pay like $250 per rifle that was turned in. And so the guy called up beforehand and said, hey, listen, I got 15 or whatever he said, AR-15s, can I turn those in for the $250? And they said, absolutely. Well, just so you know, the street value of an AR-15 is at least around $500, maybe more, depending on, you know, the amount of, the type of products that was used to put that AR-15 together. So the street value is $500, and they want to give him $250 per AR-15. So what he does is he brings in a lower receiver, and the lower receiver of an AR-15 is technically an AR-15 because that's the part that holds the serial number of the rifle. So he takes these lower receivers, like 15 or 20 of them or whatever, into the gun buyback program in Miami, and they're like, we're not giving you $250 for that because all it is just the lower receiver. It's the part with the serial number, and legally, lawfully, that is an AR-15. It just doesn't have all the other parts to it. And they said, we're not giving you $250 for each one of those. Because each one is worth about, I don't know, $50, $80 tops. It's just a stripped lower receiver with the serial number on it. And so they weren't going to play ball. So what he does is he goes outside to his vehicle and he puts up a sign and he says, I will buy your guns from you, because he knows they're not giving real value for those firearms inside at the gun buyback program. And so he tries to put up a sign and say, hey, listen, I'll buy your guns, because, you know, the object is to get the guns off the street, okay, and put them, you know, they want to destroy them. But what's the difference? It's legal. Put them in the hands of someone who will appreciate them. Put them into the hands of someone who will take care of them and treat them safely. But no, the cops went outside and basically arrested the guy, harassed him until they arrested him and took him off to jail. You know, the whole thing was ridiculous. So the idea that I have had over the last year or so was because we've been doing this whole 40 days for life thing where you stand outside in front of an abortion clinic and you hold a sign and says, what different things, to try to dissuade the mothers who are coming into that clinic to abort their babies. And so you try to counsel them, you try to, help them prayerfully some ways. I'm like, why couldn't you just stand outside of the abortion clinic with a sign that says, I'll pay you $5,000 for your baby? Why can't I do that? Well, most people who I'd asked said, oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't do that. And someone told me, someone who knows, because she's been doing this for a very long time, she said, Zach, you can't do that. You'd be arrested immediately. Because it's human trafficking. It falls under, the law of human trafficking. And she gave me a number of reasons why you couldn't do this, legally speaking. I'm like, why? I mean, what's the deal? Because, here's the deal. If you want to adopt and you have to go to an agency to adopt, you're going to pay tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more, going overseas or different, depending on the circumstances, you could pay a lot of money. But here's a woman who's going into the abortion clinic and she's just going to throw it away. And she's going to pay to throw it away. But you stand up and say, no, I'll take your baby. Don't do this. Let me counsel you. We'll work out a deal. We'll figure out a way where I'll benefit you, you benefit me. I want that baby. I want to adopt. And so I'll pay you $5,000. We'll work it out with the lawyer. You sign here. Maybe I give you $1,000 up front, pay all your hospital bills. And, at the end, I'll pay you the other $4,000, whatever. $5,000 for your baby. Why can't we do that? No. See, the abortion people have already thought ahead of this. They have thought of this, and they have worked that into the human trafficking laws because, of course, they see how much it is, how much red tape you have to go through to buy a child, to adopt, a child, especially a baby, which is what most people want. I mean, my friend explained this to me. Her name is Nancy. She explained this to me that, there's lots of ways where you can adopt. Foster care is the best way, is get into the foster care system and adopt that way, and you can almost do it free. Once you've built a rapport with that child and the state has approved you and all this stuff, you can basically do it for free. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. But most people want babies. Most people don't want a child that's 5, 6, 7 years old, maybe has discipline problems, has a whole lot of baggage from the life they have lived previously. And so that's something that a lot of parents don't want to take on. Some will do that, but many won't. And so it's those babies that people want. Well, it's the babies that you can't get. And so here, I'm explaining my frustration to Nancy, and I'm like, Nancy, these people are going in and throwing something away that so many people want. So many people want that. And they can't understand why you would get rid of that. And it's illegal for me to pay you to not do it. Insanity. So where am I going with this? I mean, most of you guys are well aware of the abortion problem we have in this country. And, there's all this talk about defunding Planned Parenthood. And to be totally honest, I think Donald Trump has done the most I have ever seen in my lifetime to actually carry that out. Okay, he has taken the most steps of any president, like him or hate him, it doesn't matter. He has taken the most steps to accomplish that goal than I have seen of anybody else. The only people standing in his way, it seems to me, are not the Democrats because they haven't been in power. It's the other Republicans in the Congress, the rhinos like Ryan and McConnell and some of these other idiots, John McCain. These people are just anti-Trump no matter what he does. I didn't vote for Trump, okay? I'm not voting for president because I already have a king. And I think people get so caught up in politics. I used to be that way. Anyway, I'm veering way off course from where I wanted to go. So, again, going back to, this is something that people are throwing away. Something that people are throwing away that so many people desperately want. And you can't even pay to stop it. Usually money talks in this world. In this case, it doesn't. Because the enemy is so closely guarding this sacrifice. Because I really truly believe that it's what it is. This ungodly sacrifice. The enemy is so closely guarding this. And I go into my Greater Exodus Part 2, why I believe that is. Greater Exodus Part 2. Why are so many children being sacrificed on this altar? I give that reason in Part 2 of my Greater Exodus series. So this week, just the other day, this is what prompted me to do the video. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I thought this would be a great, culmination of the video, where we're at right now as a world, as a society, is that just the other day, there was, I think it's called the KiwiBot. The KiwiBot at the Berkeley University campus. Berkeley, that amazing institution of higher learning that we have in this country. That esteemed institution of higher learning, Berkeley. The KiwiBot died. So it's a delivery robot that delivers food to students and different places on campus. And they describe this robot that delivers food as a hero, as a legend. Well, it caught on fire the other day. The bot caught on fire. I guess it had just come back from delivering food, and it caught on fire. And here's pictures of the students trying to put out the Kiwi robot. It's on fire. Save the robot. And after the robot was basically pronounced dead at the scene, the students that night held a candlelit vigil for the robot. The robot's dead. Poor KiwiBot. It's dead. No more food. Obviously, we're all going to starve now at this institution of higher learning. And the students are holding a candlelight vigil. They're holding a candlelight vigil for a robot. And this is an institution that teaches that it's progressive. It's right to allow women and people to go abort their babies. Because that is magnanimous. But the KiwiBot, that we're going to mourn the robot. Folks, we are a society that's so upside down right now. I can't. And sometimes, prayerfully, I ask, is this going to get how much worse can this get? And you know what the answer that keeps coming back to me is? It's going to get a whole lot worse. A whole lot worse. All right, we'll leave it at that. Go home, read your Bible. Thanks.